Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks so much for tuning in and checking out today's quick chat. So, today I want to talk about the power of consistency and really just touch on like a few key things that you can do to unlock real progress when it comes to building upon your goals, whether have a new skill set that you're working to develop, personal goals. Maybe you're in the gym and you're trying to build muscle mass or lose weight or to lean out. I really just want to talk about how consistency is going to be the key to any progress that you're working towards. And so today I'm just going to break down quickly as possible, a few tips on how you can stay consistent. And then also, why it's important to stay consistent. I think that's the most important thing. So first of all, let's just jump into why consistency is the key to progress. So anytime you work to build a foundation, you have to think about what it took for you to really get to the point where you were pouring into that goal. Specifically with consistency, when you are starting and stopping, you lose momentum. If you find sometimes maybe there's a project that you get started with, and maybe at the beginning you're excited, so you're working on that project every day, you're pouring into it, you're giving it all your attention, your energy, and you're excited to do it. But maybe over time, you start losing the interest. The momentum slows down. And what initially started out as you working every day toward that goal has now turned into you working on that project every 2 to 3 to 4 days. And when you look up, you notice that you're not being as productive as you once were because you have lost the momentum. So that's why consistency is important, because it helps you to retain that momentum. It helps you to, keep pouring into what it is that you're working towards. And you just pretty much build upon it. I mean, not every day we feel like doing the things that we need to do, like taking the action steps. But if you'll just kind of power through and move forward anyway, you'll find that consistency is going to be the thing that's going to lead you to that progress. So at the end of the day, it's all about making progress. We're not trying to be perfect. We just want to focus on showing up. And so think about it like this, just work on taking small, consistent action steps to get to where you want to go, because those action steps are going to compound over time, and that's going to help you to create those results that you're looking for when it comes to, just kind of building a momentum. So that's the first thing, just understanding that consistency is going to be one of the key points, the key foundation to making sure that you are making progress. The second thing I want to talk about is like the challenges that we, sometimes face when it comes to just, staying on track. There's a few things I know specifically, because obviously life happens, the motivation fades, and sometimes it's just not easy, especially when we have a big goal and, maybe we're facing some real challenges when it comes to just reaching that goal. But there's a few things that typically stop us from getting to that next level. So you want to pay attention to these and catch yourself when you notice that you are kind of leaning on the side of these 3 things that I'm going to talk about. And then we'll talk about how you can actually overcome these issues or these things that come up if you are indeed having trouble with them. So the first thing is the lack of motivation, because we can't always rely on feeling motivated every day to do what it is that we need to do. And then sometimes we just don't have the discipline. So that's one of the common challenges to consistency. The second one would be just trying to be perfect, just trying to be perfect and make sure that everything is in its quote unquote perfect time, or the conditions are perfect, which at the end of the day, there's no such thing. So you may as well just go ahead and, work toward a goal and not worry about whether it's perfect or not, but just focus on whether you're making progress and, you're actually pouring into getting better and developing that thing into what you want it to be. And then the third thing would be overwhelm, just being overwhelmed and burned out by trying to take on too much at one time. And so those are 3 common challenges when it comes to consistency: lack of motivation, trying to be a perfectionist, and also just overwhelming yourself with trying to do too much. Consistency is just about sustainability. We're not trying to sprint to the finish line, although, sometimes we do reach our goals a little bit faster than what we intended just by being consistent and, pouring in those action steps. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that, when these challenges come up, all you can do is address them, and just take one step at a time. and build systems to help you, stay on track and to stay motivated. Again, I repeat, common challenges to staying consistent: lack of motivation, trying to be a perfectionist, and also just dealing with too much at once, overwhelm and burnout. But thankfully, there are a few things that we can do to stay consistent. And I want to talk about just a couple of little practical things and tips that you can just remind yourself to be aware of when it comes to just making sure that you are taking action and not letting those challenges come into play when it comes to reaching your goals. And so, a couple of things is to first set clear, realistic goals. Why? Because when you break down your goals into smaller, actionable steps, instead of trying to, bake the whole cake or the pie at one time, you just start by adding one simple ingredient. When you think about it like this, when you maybe you want to get fit or go to the gym, instead of saying, hey, I want to get fit, just say, hey, I'm going to work out for 15, 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. And then that way you're not overwhelmed by trying to get fit or trying to lose 20, 30 pounds. You're focused on committing yourself to the 15, 20 minutes a week that you're going to do. The few times a week that you're going to go to the gym, instead of, hey, I'm going to lose 30, 40 pounds. Nope. Go with this. I'm going to focus on doing a 50 to 20 minute workout a few times a week. That's it. What you're going to find is once you start with that small goal, you're going to start achieving the results you want faster, because it's going to be that consistency that you notice. So you're not going to looking at the scale, oh, did I lose the 30, 40 pounds? No, you're going to be like, hey, I feel better. I'm slimmer. I'm noticing my muscle tone is increased. And initially, that's going to be the starting point to where you do eventually notice that those pounds have fallen off. So just a reminder for that one, just set clear, realistic goals. Don't put too much on yourself. All right. And then the second thing that you can do in order to stay consistent is going to be to create a routine. Simple as that. Consistency thrives on routine. Schedule your task at the same time every day. Schedule the gym the same time every day or every week. And then over time, those steps are going to become automatic. You're going to automatically do them. Why? Because you've created a routine. A routine becomes a habit. All right. Third thing, make sure that you are tracking your progress. You can use a journal, an app, a calendar, whatever it is that you're going to look at every day so that you can see your progress visually. And then that's going to help to motivate you to continue to move forward. And it's also a good way to really remind you of how far you've come, and it keeps you accountable. So make sure that you're tracking your progress. And then fourth, focus on the process, not just the outcome. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. And when you do this, this will help you to stay focused and to really not get discouraged when it comes to the results. Understand that the results will take time, but if you focus on the process and just doing the work, then you're not going to hinder yourself with trying to reach a goal, sooner than you need to reach it. You'll just enjoy the process and just focus on showing up and putting in the work, and the results will naturally follow. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're honoring yourself. Make sure that you're giving yourself credit. Give yourself a pat on the back and just be thankful and grateful for how far you have come. And then fifth, make sure that you're holding yourself accountable. Accountability is going to be a key factor, and it's really one of the most important, because if you don't hold yourself accountable, nobody else is. So you have to make sure that you are getting yourself out there. You're doing the things that you need to do. Don't cheat yourself. Don't take shortcuts. At the end of the day, you're only going to hurt and affect your own progress. So if you need to tell a friend or join a group, or something like hire a coach or somebody that's going to keep you on track, make sure that you focus on the accountability, because that's going to add the extra layer of commitment that you need to make sure that you're staying on track and just not getting off course. So those are a few things that you can do when it comes to staying consistent. And for me, what I've been doing, especially with specifically with my YouTube channel, is just at least trying to upload something every day. It doesn't have to be a full video. It doesn't have to be a live every day. It doesn't have to be a short. It could be a regular post, but doing something towards that goal so that I don't lose momentum and get bored by the process. So I try to create something every day. For the most part, I've been posting. Hey, I might take a day to where I'm not posting, but I am at least working towards the goal of my channel or my podcast by doing some work on those projects on the back end. So just make sure that you're holding yourself accountable and that you're actually committing to the process, whether you're working on some graphic design work for episode cover, or maybe you're just working on your script. Maybe you're working on a product that's going to go along with a specific video, or maybe you are reaching out to different guests and trying to invite them on your show. Whatever it is, make sure that you're doing something that is going to pour into that final goal that you have for yourself. And so, and the same is going to apply with any goal. Whether you're building a business or learning a skill, improving your health, the consistency is going to be the bridge to where you are and where you want to be. So you got to make sure that you are, leveling yourself up in a way that's going to help you in a long run, and really just, focus on pouring into yourself. So that is today's quick episode. And just to bring this all together, I just want to remind you that consistency is not about doing something perfectly. It's pretty much about showing up regularly, even when it's hard, even when it's difficult, even when you don't feel like it, even when maybe there's something else that is taking a priority that, you feel like you don't need to work towards your goal because you got something else that comes up. Focus on the progress. Focus on building your foundation. Focus on doing your action steps, because they do add up over time, and it will eventually help you to achieve your goals. So that is today's quick chat. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I definitely look forward to catching you next time around.